Remember, your path doesn't have to make sense to anyone else but you. Dear travelers, as I sit surrounded by the unfamiliar yet comforting sounds of our latest temporary home, I can't help but reflect on the journey that has led us here. What I'm about to share with you isn't just a random travel story, it's your sign to follow the path you believe in, even when it doesn't make sense to anyone else but you. It's an invitation to those of you who, like us, yearn to discover the world, its people, its cultures, its hidden corners, but sometimes feel lost in the sea of information, or lack thereof, about what to do, where to go, how to act, and how to experience a place on your own pace, beyond the typical tourist experience. When we embarked on this adventure 6 months ago, the reactions were mixed. Family members were concerned. They couldn't understand why we traded the security of our hometown for the uncertainty of going to a new country. And some even questioned our sanity. Wouldn't you rather save for a house or buy a nice car? They'd ask. But here's the thing about dreams. They don't always fit into the conventional mold of what others think your life should look like. Each flight taken, road crossed, person met, scribbled note, all tell a tale of discovery and the kind of joy that only comes from stepping into the unknown and being the protagonist of your own stories. For two Brazilians that come from a city where snow doesn't exist, our first snowfalls in Toronto were more than just weather events. They were glistening proof of how much beauty there is to discover when you step out of your comfort zone. As we traveled across Canada, each stop added a new color to our adventure palette. We felt the adrenaline of watching our first ever hockey game in Toronto, lost ourselves in the purple haze of lavender fields in Milton, experienced the sweet rewards of patience while picking raspberries, blackberries, and currants in Valence, and got teletransported to outer space at the Planetarium of Montreal. In Quebec City and its surroundings, which we hadn't planned to visit, we learned that sometimes the best experiences come when you least expect them. Le Gros Marché in Ile d'Orléans became our playground of flavors, with maple butter, croissant, cassis, chocolates, and berry pies, while Haute Quebec and Château Frontenac stood as majestic reminders of the history we were now a part of. And all the poutine, maple taffy, and tourtière that still make my mouth water just thinking about them. But it hasn't all been picturesque landscapes and culinary delights. There have been moments of doubts, nights spent questioning our choices, and days where the weight of being away from the familiar felt almost too heavy to bear. Yet, it was in these challenging moments that we grew the most. We've had to learn to live with less, to find stability in constant movement, and to create routines in ever-changing environments. And as we crossed continents and countries, facing our fears of the unknown future, we discovered reserves of courage we didn't know we had. Now, thinking back, we can only be grateful for each challenge and detour because they led us to all of these transformative experiences. Sometimes, life comes to show that when you take that leap of faith, some doors will close, but even better ones would open up, just for you. We learn to find joy in the simple moments, to find beauty in places we wouldn't have looked before, and to celebrate each small victory. They do add up to the big ones after all. We realize that home isn't a place, it's a feeling. And we were creating that feeling everywhere we went. Cheering along passionate fans as we watched our first ever American football game in Buffalo, watching a breathtaking sunset over the Niagara Falls, discovering the magical botanical gardens at night, having a movie night at the Transit Drive-In that made us feel as if we were the main characters, just like the American movies we watched as we were growing up. To those who say we're crazy, we say, maybe we are, but isn't a little craziness needed to break free from the ordinary and discover the extraordinary? This journey has taught us that life doesn't have to follow a predetermined script. It's okay to write your own story, even if others don't understand every chapter, and even if it turns out different from what you originally imagined. So, dear travelers, this letter is not just a recollection of my memories. It's an invitation to join me as I discover the best itineraries, favorite hidden gems, and tell the kind of travel tales that guidebooks simply can't capture. Will you embark on this adventure? Because I can't wait to share it with you. And trust me, the view from here is absolutely worth it. Until my next letter, Myse.